The stars were quiet above the burned surface of Verdun 6, once a green world full of cities and life. It now lay in smoke and silence. The Empire had come with fire and steel, leaving behind only dust and shadows. Their fleet still hovered above, the planet proud and strong. They had crushed many worlds before. They thought they would crush more. But then something changed. Captain Erin Collins sat inside the control chamber of the Imperial dreadnought Vexor. Her face was cold and calm, her voice steady. She had seen victory many times. She had no reason to doubt the next would be the same. Any sign of resistance? She asked. Her second officer, Brent Hole, shook his head. Nothing. Scans show all major cities are empty. No power, no movement. Then we finish what we started, she said. Prepare to move to the next sector. But before the words had left her mouth, the signal alarms began to sound. A low tone, quiet but sharp, not a call of danger, a warning. Something unknown had appeared on the edge of their scan range. New contact, said Brent, his voice tense. Long-range sensors just picked it up. It's not broadcasting any ID. Erin stood up, her eyes narrowing. What kind of ship? No match in the database, Brent said. Size is large, very large. Movement is strange. It's fast, too fast. The ship did not send any signal. It did not respond to calls. It did not light up in the way normal ships did. It moved without trail, without heat, without sound. It came in like smoke across. The stars could be stealth tech, Erin said. It's moving directly toward us, Brent added. We are its target. On the far side of the fleet, the first scout ship tried to approach the unknown vessel. It vanished from sensors in less than 4 seconds. No signal, no distress call, no wreckage. Just gone. Erin frowned. Pull the line back. Ready the main guns. Alert the fleet. The ship moved closer. It made no sound. It sent no light yet. Every captain on every Empire ship now watched their screens with growing fear. On board the unknown ship, silence ruled the bridge. Human hands moved over smooth consoles. The ship had no name shown, no color or flag, but inside it, Captain Laura Banks watched the stars with sharp eyes. Lock in on lead target, she said. Her voice was calm. Her crew, trained on Earth, moved with skill and speed. They had seen death. They had faced monsters. But this mission was different. The Empire had gone too far. They had broken a line. Now, humanity had decided to answer. Laura leaned forward. Fire. One blast shot forward from the ghost ship. It was a beam of strange light, silent and thin. It hit the front line of the Empire fleet. 5 ships vanished, not exploded, not torn apart. They simply stopped being there. Gone in one breath. Panic broke out across the Empire command. Erin shouted orders, trying to bring the fleet into a better position, but the unknown ship kept moving. It turned without effort. It slipped past their defense lines like it was dancing. There. Inside our formation, Brent said. They've disabled 15 ships in less than a minute. No ship can move like that, Erin said. That's not possible. But it was happening. The ghost ship kept weaving between the Empire cruisers. Their weapons could not lock on. Their systems began to fail one by one. They've hacked us, Brent said. I don't know how, but they're inside the core systems. Then came a voice. It spoke in the Empire's command channel, clear, cold, human. This is not your space. Leave now. Erin stood in silence, She could not answer. The ghost ship flew past again. Another dreadnought fell silent. Engines cold. Lights gone. The ship now floated dead in space. They are not killing the crews, Brent said. They're disabling, crippling. They're showing mercy, Erin said. She looked at the screen. Her hands trembled. She had never feared any enemy. But now her fleet was breaking. All ships, she said. Fall back. The order went. Out, the once proud Empire fleet turned away. They ran, they did not speak, they did not fight. The ghost ship watched them leave. It did not follow. It stayed behind, a shadow among the stars. On the bridge of the unknown vessel, Laura sat in silence. Her first officer, Ryan Brooks, spoke. We could have wiped them all out. They'll remember this, she said, and next time they'll think twice. The stars stretched around them. The ghost ship turned slowly, its form almost invisible now. Far across the sector, news began to spread. A new power had entered the field, and it moved like a ghost. Asterisk, the capital city on the Empire's main planet, was large and full of light, tall. Towers touched the sky. People walked the clean streets below. Most of them did not know about the ghost ship. But inside the High Command building, the fear had already taken hold. Admiral Grant Lewis stood before the meeting table. Around him sat the top officers of the Empire. Their faces were pale. Their eyes showed fear. Our Fourth Fleet was broken, Grant said. No battle, no warning. They were taken apart like toys. General Rachel Boone leaned forward. We have to know what this ship is. Who is flying it? What do they want? Grant nodded. We sent scouts. We sent drones. None returned. Another officer, Marcus Doyle, spoke. It does not act like an alien craft. It speaks our language. It flies like a man-made ship. Someone at the back of the room said, "Could it be Earth?" The room went silent. Earth, the home planet. Of humans, long forgotten. No contact in hundreds of years. No ship had returned from Earth in centuries, Grant said. That is a myth. Earth is dust now. But one person in the room did not agree. Her name was Megan Brooks. She was young, but she had a sharp mind. She was not a soldier. She worked with data and patterns. She stood and said, I do not think Earth is dust. I think Earth remembers, and I think the ship is human. Many laughed at her. A few listened. Grant watched her carefully. Megan placed a small device on the table. A map showed up in the air above it. Points of light blinked. These are the places the ghost ship has appeared. Small colonies, border systems. All of them have one thing. In common, they were attacked by the Empire in the last 20 years. Grant crossed his arms. What are you saying? It only appears after we cause harm, Megan said. It watches, it waits, then it strikes. General Boone said that proves nothing. Could be a rebel ship. Could be a trick. I found old data records, Megan said. Before the Empire formed, there was a long-range cryo mission from Earth. They sent a ship deep into space. The records stop after launch. And you think this is that ship? Grant asked. It fits, Megan said. The size, the silence, the speed. Maybe they survived. Maybe they changed. There was silence in the room. Grant looked around. He saw the fear in their eyes. Not fear of aliens, fear of other humans, fear of what Earth might have become. We must be sure, he said. Send. A team, not a fleet. A small group. Quiet and fast. If this is Earth, we must know. Megan nodded. I want to go with them. You, Boone asked. You are not trained. But I understand the patterns, Megan said. I can help. Grant thought for a moment. Then he said, Fine. You go. Commander Eric Dunn will lead the mission. 2 days later, a small ship left the capital. It carried 6 people. One of them was Megan. Another was Commander Dunn. He was a quiet man with sharp eyes. He had seen war, but he had not seen anything like this. Their ship moved through empty space. They went where the ghost ship had last appeared. They kept all systems low. They did not send signals. They waited. 3 days passed. Nothing happened. Then, on the 4th day, the lights dimmed. The ship shook slightly. A shadow passed outside. Megan looked out the window. Her breath caught. It's here, she said. The ghost ship appeared without sound. It floated like a dream. No lights, no markings. Just smooth, dark metal, cold and endless. Do not move, Dunn said. A voice came through their comm system. It was clear, female, human. State your purpose, it said. Dunn replied, We are not here to fight. We want to talk. Silence. Then the voice said, Stand by. A soft pull took their ship. It moved slowly. The ghost ship had them. They did not resist. The airlock opened. Bright white light poured in. Dunn and Megan stepped forward. They were met by 2 humans, dressed in grey suits, calm and silent. One woman stepped forward. She had short dark hair and calm eyes. I am Captain Rachel Quinn, she said. You are now inside the Eidolon, Megan asked. Is this ship from Earth? Rachel nodded. Yes. We are what Earth has become. Dunn asked, Why have you returned? Rachel looked at him and said, To bring balance, to stop the Empire. You took too much. Now we take it back. Megan asked, Why not destroy us? Rachel said, Because not all of you are the problem, but those who bring harm will be stopped. Dunn said, The Empire will want to talk, to understand. Rachel looked at him and said, Then listen. Carefully. This is your only chance. Back on the small ship, Megan typed fast. She had a message, one that would change everything. Earth had returned, and it did not come in peace. But it did come with purpose. She sent the message across the stars. Unknown vessel confirmed human from Earth. Not seeking war, but not afraid of it. The Empire had a choice now, and the clock was ticking. The Empire was no longer calm. Across the stars, their fleets stayed on high alert. Command posts ran day and night. Officers moved quickly through dark halls. Everyone waited for the next move from the ghost ship. On the capital world, inside, a tall building made of black stone and steel, Admiral Grant Lewis sat with a small group of trusted officers. They spoke in quiet voices. The room was full of worry. They are not aliens, Grant said. They are human. They came from Earth. That means they are like us. No, said Commander Yolon Cross. They are not like us anymore. Their ship moves like it thinks on its own. Their weapons leave no damage. They don't need to destroy. They just shut everything down. They could have killed us, said another officer, but they didn't. Why? No one had an answer. The ghost ship had power, but not hate. It struck only when pushed, and it always left space for choice. Elsewhere in the capital, Megan Brooks returned to her data center. She had been quiet since her meeting with the Eidolon. She had seen the crew, seen their eyes, and heard their message. They were not seeking war, but they would not allow more harm. She spent hours going through old records. She read logs from before the Empire began. She found more evidence. The mission from Earth was not just real, it had a purpose. Earth had sent people far from home to find new life, to survive alone. They had survived, and now they had returned. Later, Megan met with Commander Eric Dunn again. They stood in a small room with a window that showed the stars. "They've seen what we became," Megan said, "and they don't like it." Eric nodded. "We turned peaceful colonies into outposts. We used fear to keep control." "They remember Earth's past," Megan said. "Wars, empires, collapse. They came back to stop us from repeating it." Eric said nothing. He looked out at the stars. "They don't want to destroy us," Megan said, "but they'll stop us if we force them." The next morning, a message came from the ghost ship. It was sent to every Empire channel, every outpost, every leader. It was short: "Prepare for change. You will not rule by force again." This message reached every system. Under Empire control, it spread fast. On border worlds, small groups began to speak out. On trade planets, people refused to send supplies. Even on military posts, some officers questioned orders. In a small colony on the edge of known space, the people gathered in the town square. Their leader, a woman named Nora Jensen, spoke to them. "This is our chance," she said. "We've lived under Empire rule for too long. We don't want war. We want freedom." The people cheered. They raised their voices. They called for their own laws, their own votes. No weapons were used, only words. Back at the Empire capital, the council held a special meeting. General Rachel Boone was angry. "We are losing control," she said. "We must strike now, before more systems break away." Admiral Grant Lewis stood firm. "If we strike, the ghost ship will come again, and next time it may not stop." Boone pointed at the screen. "We are the Empire. We do not bend." Megan stood and spoke. "Then we will break." The room went quiet. Megan showed the council a map. It showed planets in red and green. The red ones were loyal. The green ones were questioning the Empire. More systems turn green every day. She said, "We cannot stop this with fear. The people are listening to the ghost ship because we gave them no reason to trust us." Boone left the room. She would not listen. That same day, the ghost ship appeared above another world. The planet was called Arden. It had mines, factories, and a strong Empire post. Rachel Quinn gave a message to the planet. "You may choose, stay with the Empire or leave. We will not harm you, but we will protect your right to speak." Empire forces on the ground waited for orders. They did not fire. They waited. People on Arden filled the streets. They held signs. They waved flags. They called for freedom. The Empire commander on Arden was a man named Leo Harris. He watched. From the tower, he saw the people. He saw the ghost ship above. He called his officers. "We're not firing on our own people," he said. "Stand down." One by one, his forces lowered their weapons. The post opened its gates. The people walked in. No shots were fired from space. Rachel Quinn watched the scene. "Another world free," she said. Ryan Brooks looked at the map. More systems were turning. More voices were rising. "Some in the Empire want war," he said. "They won't stop. We're not here to crush them," Rachel said. "But we are here to show them a different path." Back on the capital world, Megan received a signal from Arden. She smiled. "We have another chance," she said. Eric joined her. "Then we better not waste it," he said. They prepared to return to the ghost ship. This time, they would go not as scouts, but as messengers of peace. The ghost ship had changed the galaxy without firing a single fatal shot. But now the true test was coming. Could the Empire truly change, or would the ghost ship have to finish what it started? The sky above Vera stayed dark. The ghost ship floated high in orbit, silent and still. Below, the Empire's fleet held position. On the surface, people watched and waited. No one moved. No one fired. It was a moment of tension, stretched thin. Commander Eric Dunn stood on the bridge of his cruiser. His ship floated between the two sides. He knew one wrong move could start a war. He kept his voice calm and clear as he spoke over the main channel. "We are here to find peace," he said. "This does not need to end in fire." The reply came not from the Empire, but from the ghost ship. Captain Rachel Quinn answered first. "We are still listening," she said, "but we will not run." On the Empire side, Admiral Grant Lewis gave the order to hold fire. He watched the ghost ship on his screen. His heart was heavy, but he knew this was not a fight the Empire could win without great loss. "We wait," Grant said. "One wrong step and we lose more than ships. We lose control." On the ground, the people of Vera heard the voices from the sky. They saw the ghost ship and the Empire ships both watching. For the first time in many years, they felt like they had a choice. A woman named Lisa Carter stepped out of her home in the main city. She was not a leader. She was not rich, but she was brave. She looked up at the sky and held up her hand. "We choose freedom," she shouted. Others joined her. People filled the streets. Some carried signs, some held hands. They marched toward the old Empire station in the center of the city. Empire guards stood at the gate. They looked nervous. Their orders were clear: control the city. But the crowd grew larger, not angry, just determined. Lisa stepped forward. She looked the lead officer in the eye. "This world is not yours anymore," she said. The officer lowered his weapon. Slowly, others followed. No shot was fired. The gate opened. The people entered peacefully. On board the Eidolon, Rachel Quinn saw the footage. She gave a small nod. "Vera has chosen," she said. Ryan Brooks stood beside her, and the Empire. Rachel looked at the screen showing the waiting fleet. "They must decide now," she said. Back on the Empire command ship, Grant Lewis watched the reports from the ground. He saw the people walking into the station. He saw no violence, just choice. He turned to his officers. "We are not here to crush the will of free people," he said. "Order the fleet to pull back." Some officers protested, but Grant stood firm. "If we fire now, we destroy our name forever," he said. One by one, the Empire ships turned. They pulled back from Vera. The sky began to clear. Eric Dunn sighed with relief. Megan Brooks, beside him, smiled. "It worked," she said. "For now," Eric replied. Later that day, Megan sent a message to the capital. Her report was clear and strong. Vera is now free. No blood was spilled. The people chose. The Empire stood down. The ghost ship did not strike. It protected inside the capital. This message caused waves. People on many worlds began to speak up. Some demanded the same choice. Others warned of danger. The ghost ship had not attacked. but its presence had shaken the galaxy in secret rooms. Empire leaders met. General Rachel Boone stood angry and firm. "This is the start of collapse," she said. "If one world falls, more will follow. We must act now." But Marcus Doyle disagreed. "Maybe this is not collapse," he said. "Maybe it is change." Boone narrowed her eyes. "Change brings weakness. Or it brings peace," he said. Megan and Eric returned to the capital a few days later. They were called to speak before the High Council. "You stood between our fleet and the enemy," one elder said. "Why?" Eric answered. "Because they were not the enemy. They were ready to talk. We gave them a reason to hold back." Another elder looked at Megan. "Do you trust them?" he asked. "I trust their goal," she said. "They don't want war, but they won't allow more control. They won't let us keep harming others." The council went quiet. Outside the walls of power, the people were watching. News of Vera spread fast. On the world of Kellan, rebels waved flags. On the mining moon of Juno, workers refused to send shipments. They wanted their own choice. The empire was large, but now it was shaking. The ghost ship had not fired a shot in days, and still the galaxy changed. Back on the Eidolon, Captain Rachel Quinn watched the stars. She spoke to no one for a long time. Ryan Brooks joined her on the bridge. "We started something," he said. She nodded. "Yes, but we did not finish it." "What's next?" he asked. Rachel looked out into space. "We show them we are not their fear," she said. "We are their mirror. What they see in us is what they fear in themselves." Ryan said nothing. He understood. The ghost ship moved again, slowly, quietly, toward the next world. The message was clear. This was only the beginning. The ghost ship moved slowly through the stars. Its dark body blended with the sky. It left no sound. It carried no flag. But every system it passed knew its name now. The Eidolon, the ship from Earth. On board, Captain Rachel Quinn stood with her crew. The map in front of them showed many worlds, some red, some blue. The red ones were still under the Empire. The blue ones had chosen freedom. "We will visit 3 more systems," Rachel said. "We will not attack. We will offer the choice." Ryan Brooks looked at the map. "What if they resist? What if they send more fleets?" Rachel answered. "Then we hold the line. We don't fire unless we must, but we don't leave the people behind." Meanwhile, on the Empire's capital world, the High Council was falling apart. Many systems had started to speak up. Protests filled the streets. Leaders could not agree. Admiral Grant Lewis tried to calm the storm. "We must change," he said, "or we will break." General Rachel Boone stood on the other side of the room. Her voice was strong and angry. "This is weakness," she said. "We should strike. We should destroy the ghost ship before it takes more systems." "But we tried," Grant said, "and we failed. They disabled our ships without killing. They move like nothing we've seen. We can't win this war." Boone stepped forward. "Then we die fighting," she said. "No," said a voice from the door. It was Megan Brooks. She walked into the hall with Commander Eric Dunn. "The people don't want war," Megan said. "They want a voice. The ghost ship is giving them what the Empire never did." "Then you want the Empire to fall?" Boone asked. "No," Megan said. "I want the Empire to listen." The council was quiet. The choice was close. War or change. Out in space, the Eidolon arrived at its next stop. The world of Dakra, a farming planet, not rich, not strong, but proud. Empire forces had ruled it for years. Taxes were high. The people had no say. When the Eidolon appeared, fear spread. But hope also rose. A young man named Eli Turner stood. In the fields, he had worked the land since he was a boy. He had never left the planet, but he had heard the stories. He looked up and saw the shadow of the ghost ship above. He turned to his father. "Is it real?" His father nodded. "It's real, and it might be our only chance." The people of Dakra gathered. They marched to the Empire post. They held no weapons, only signs, words written in strong hands. "We want a choice." The local Empire officer called for help, but the fleet was far away. Help was not coming. Rachel Quinn sent a message. Let them speak, let them vote, let them choose. The officer did not answer. He watched the crowd. He saw his own fear, but he also saw their strength. He stepped out and said, "You have your choice." On that day, Dakra voted. They chose freedom. The ghost ship did not stay. It left as quietly as it came. But the message had spread again. One by one, systems across the galaxy began to rise. Not with guns, but with words. The Empire could no longer stop them all. In the capital, the council held one final vote. Stay the course or begin peace talks. The vote was close. But in the end, peace won. Admiral Grant Lewis stood before the people and said, "We will change. The Empire will not rule by fear anymore. We will speak, we will listen." General Boone left the council. She would not accept peace, but she was alone now. Megan Brooks and Eric Dunn were sent to the Eidolon, not as spies, but as messengers. They stood again before Rachel Quinn. Megan said, "They chose peace." Rachel looked at them. Her face was calm. "Then Earth has no war with you," she said. She reached out her hand. Eric shook it. Megan smiled. "What will you do now?" Rachel answered, "We will watch. We will stay close. And if the Empire forgets again, we will." Remind them. The ghost ship stayed in deep space, silent. Watching it no longer needed to fight. It had done what it came to do. On the worlds once ruled by the Empire, flags changed, laws changed. But more than that, people changed. They remembered the day the stars spoke, the day the Empire stepped back, the day the ghost ship came. The galaxy was not perfect. It was not peaceful everywhere, but it was different and far away. Across the stars, the Eidolon waited, not to rule, not to punish, but to make sure that silence never returned. Humanity had returned from the dark, and the galaxy would never forget.